Peace and welcome, family. Welcome back to another one. Listen, today we are stepping into something sacred, something ancient, and something deeply personal to my own spiritual journey. And this is the final Mayat build, at least for now. And it's coming directly from this moment of oneness Dream and I shared recently. So, a few nights ago, Dream and I are doing this, right? We are just loving each other, nurturing each other, and just feeling each other, right? And as we are embracing each other's energy and power, I literally just hear clear as day in my mind, this is my act. And then y'all know me. I'm like, ooh, babe, stop. Wait, listen, stop. I literally just heard that this is Mayat. This experience, this coming together as masculine and feminine, this oneness, this is literally the manifestation of God in the flesh. And so that got me to thinking, okay, how do I conceptualize this understanding? How do I support the women that I serve in embodying their own Maya internally so that they get to experience peace, purpose, pleasure, and sacred union? And prosperity too. It all boils back down to being in balance and harmony and oneness with yourself. And that was just my experience recently, where just like I felt like I was just in heaven. So Mayat is the law of balance. It's the law of alignment. It's the heart and mind connection, masculine and feminine. It's the light plus the dark. And so Dream and I's intimate moment activating this aha moment of Mayat is only in divine alignment, because Mayat is not just feminine. Mayat is not just masculine. Mayat is not just physical or just spiritual. It's both. And so when we come together as light and dark, me being the dark feminine energy, him being the light masculine energy, boom, we are naturally in Maya. And so there's a way that we get to create that energy within ourselves in order to experience it across the board in our lives, right? Where you literally in your work environment, you feel at peace and healthy and whole. In your relationship, it's sexy, it's vibrant, y'all are growing, it's good, right? Within yourself, within your purpose work, you're feeling good about who you are. You're feeling good about the life that you live. This is what the essence of Maya, when embodied, gives us access to. Harmony holistically, not just in one area of our lives, but in every area of our lives. Okay. So we got to talk about that. And the first thing that I really want to guide us through is understanding the balancing act between masculine and feminine within yourself, because that's literally the work. How do you balance out your spiritual side, which is your feminine, with your physical side, which is your masculine? That's the work. These energies are not supposed to fight. And so many times, ladies, you're scratching, kicking, and screaming, right? I remember at one point in time where I just could not put structure and systems in my life. Like everything was like, gotta go with the flow. Gotta go with the flow. I'll be there when I be there. I'll get there when I get there, and things like that. And when I was in that frequency of no structure, all feminine, just flow, do it when I feel like it, right? My manifestations weren't coming to pass, right? The magic wasn't happening because I was too relaxed. I was too much in this receptive state, like, God, just make it happen. I didn't want to show up, which Let me clock some of us ladies right now. That's one of the major things that has a lot of women out of balance with their manifestation and their mayat, right? I literally just had a client today who was just telling me everything feels so slow in her life, and she doesn't know how to find this healthy balance between rest and movement. It's one or the other, right? And so in that conversation, I'm explaining to her, like, no, you can't be all feminine and all masculine one day and all feminine one day. Like that, it's out of balance and it's out of Maya, and it blocks the manifestations from coming to pass. And so for me, when I was in that space of no structure, just going with the flow, moving with the wind, I wasn't being an active participant and co-creator with God in manifesting my desires. I was literally in waiting mode, which sometimes we do need that because that's where we get clarity. But your girl was just not taking action, was not putting the systems and the order in place. And so when we are just in our feminine, we're just in chaos. But when we're just in our masculine, we're still in a certain level of chaos because we're not allowing space for the divine, for the intuitive, for the wisdom, and for the insight to come in, right? For the love and for the passion to come in. So today I want to walk you through what it means to truly embody Mayat so that you actually manifest the life that you desire, right? So that you look around in different areas, relationship, business, friendship, money. You look around your life and you say, gratitude, right? And that doesn't mean that everything is perfect, but you see the vision, you see the potential, and you're willing to walk the path to bring it to life. That's what this embodiment of Mayat does. It shows up in how you think, in how you love, in how you choose your partners, in how you show up in relationships and in your purpose and in your work, right? And so in this live stream, what I really want you guys to understand is how to live this energy. Not just talk about it, not just be excited about it in this moment, but how to allow this energy of Mayat to truly transform your reality and transform you from the inside out, okay? Mayat is all about the wholeness that is cultivated, all right? So thing number one, point number one, when it comes down to the embodiment of Mayat. Come on, what is going on with my stuff? Okay, am I back? I saw I was freezing. Okay, I am back. Awesome. The number one thing that you have to do in order to embody Mayat is have heart and mind alignment. I've been talking about this like for weeks now, and every day it gets more and more reinforced that if your thoughts can align with your heart, there's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing that you can't have. And embodying Mayat means leading a heart-led life, right? With your mind aligned, meaning your thoughts follow that of which your heart desires. Okay, so here's an experience of this that literally just happened with me and my job, where I am a coordinator, right? So I'm a coordinator at the volleyball school. A lot of you already know this. And they want more of my time. They want more of my energy. But I know that I have to put my time, my energy, my effort into my own business and my family. And that's what my heart is calling me towards. My heart is really saying, I need to work less at my job, right? My heart is saying, I need to put more energy and effort into my personal business, into my home, into the Sacred Sister Circle, into my YouTube page. That's what my heart knows and is saying, right? But because I haven't been showing up in the same values and the same standards as the owners of this company and all the other women that work there, I started to let my mind kind of run and thinking like, okay, how can I figure out how to allocate my time a little bit differently so I have more time during the week to be with the kids and take care of the house. Maybe I'll spend more time at the volleyball school on the weekend. That way I'm giving them more time and I'm not neglecting my kids. And so I'm go to the owners of the company and I tell them, I said, I propose this idea. I said, I'm thinking about this new position where I work like this. And after I told them that, I almost like instantly regretted it because I know I don't want to give them more time. I know I simply want to take time away from them, right? Or just take my energy and take my time back. That's what I know in my heart. But because I was feeling under pressure, because I was feeling like the rebellious one, the outsider, the differenter in the company compared to everybody else, I was trying to say, okay, how can I fit into this system while still being myself? And so the idea that I had got was, okay, work less during the week, work more during the weekend. And after I sent that to them and I sat with that for a while and some other occurrences happened, my spirit was like, that wasn't the correct answer, Desiree. Right? And so how the owners try to play me, they try to be like, Desiree, I don't think this position is this new thing that you want to do is really for you. I think it's going to require more time of you and blah, 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 blah. And so I literally almost made a decision with my mind that would have costed me more than simply following my heart, right? I was about to be giving them weekends of my life instead of just saying, you know what? I only want to work 3 days a week. That's what my heart truly desires. Instead of trying to figure out how to make it all work, follow my heart. And this is what ended up happening. I went to the meeting with the owners and I told them, you know what? Yeah, I'm kind of thinking differently about that offer that I proposed. I think I want to do something different. And they were like, yeah, we agree. You need to be doing something, a little bit different. You need to change up your time. And when they said that, that was the confirmation from spirit to say, oh, wow. Yeah, I just need to change up my time holistically. I just need to do what I want to do. And do you know what has opened up for me since making that decision, since following my heart and shaping my mind around my heart? Since then, I done started the Patreon. I have so many different content ideas and structures and things that I have to do that have come through. Ever since I made the decision that I'm taking my time back from my job and I'm just following my heart and doing what I love and not trying to shapeshift my mind to fit this reality, but making my mind fit what my heart is desiring. Ever since I did that, things are happening Godspeed. I mean, the magic, right? I opened up the Patreon on 11/10/9. So that to me feels like the countdown to this beautiful masterpiece that I've been sitting with for the longest, right? On 11/11, I went into Patreon just to look and see what was happening. And literally it said 11/11/11/11. At that time, I had 11 women that had signed up. And the way that it shows you it showed it as 11/11. I was like, okay, look at God. Look at the synchronicity. So the energy of Maya is saying, follow your heart and make sure that your thoughts align with that, right? When you follow your heart and you have your thoughts get on one accord, there's infinite possibilities. But too many times as women, we've been taught that we can't trust our hearts, right? Because you manifest that toxic ass relationship with that dude. He had your heart for a long time. And then you looked up and you're like, okay, no, he ain't this, he ain't that. Or you had that friend who you loved and care about, but she ended up backstabbing, being jealous or envious. Or you follow some business venture that your heart was calling out towards and something didn't work out right. And now you're just like, no, I can't just trust my heart. So we've had so many experiences as women that has made us question our hearts. And it wasn't that our heart was wrong or that our heart led us astray. It was that we did not have the heart and mind alignment to make a balanced mayat, divine decision. We were one-sided. We were strictly in the emotion. We were strictly in the feeling. And that is out of mayat. That is chaos. So what I'm talking about is, how do you create one accord between your head and your heart so that you stop being so reactionary, right? So that you stop allowing your feelings and your emotions to dictate your actions, but you allow your heart and your mind to work together synergistically to create the desire that you want. And so here's a saying that I heard a while back that has truly been working for me. And it says, think from your heart, love from your mind. Somebody drop that in the comments. Think from your heart, love from your mind. What does that mean? Maintain thoughts that are in the frequency of love and wholeness. So even when everything was just happening at my job and I was like, ooh, I need to take my time back, but they're already telling me that they need more of my time and da-da-da-da-da-da. When all of that was happening, the number one, as I was going through the process of deciphering what to do in this situation, as I was finding that balance between my head and my heart, the number one thing I kept saying to myself was, everything is always working out for me. We talked about that last Thursday in the Mayat build, right? About how important it is to know and understand that you have the power, the authority, and the audacity to balance out any poles, right? No matter what is showing up in your life. So as you are seeking clarity and divine guidance, and you're like, what is the alignment between my head and my heart? As you are walking that path, you're affirming to yourself, everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. And it will. Your mind, you'll get the thoughts, you'll get the awareness, you'll just know like, oh, boom, that's what I'm supposed to do. Got it. So even in this situation with my work, when I was literally using my logic and reasoning, which it was a great idea, but it was limiting in what I actually want to do. How I'm going to give them more time on a Saturday and a Sunday when I'm hosting brunches and community meetups and Sacred Sister Circle meetings on Sundays? How am I going to give them more time on a Sunday when I'm supposed to be meeting up with my girls for coffees and bagels, okay, to talk about what we're doing spiritually, our business and our relationships, and kiki all day? That's what my heart is craving for. So I'm so glad that Spirit redirected me to align with what it is that I actually desire. And so the way that I was able to do that is, when it comes down to my thoughts, I had to ask myself, what thoughts or what situations, what circumstances, what do I truly desire? And how must I think in order to align with it? Right? When we're saying love from the mind, that means your thoughts are radiating the frequency of love. That means whatever it is that you're holding in your head, it has to be in alignment with your heart's desires. Period. And then the other one that says, think with your heart, or think from your heart. What this is saying is that sometimes you have to bring some rationale into the emotions. Don't let the emotions just take over you. Don't let the emotions just dictate your actions. Let's think about what it is we're feeling. Bring some mindfulness into the heart. This is Mayat, and this is manifestation. So how do we start thinking from our heart and loving from our minds? Number one, you got to breathe. Your breath is the bridge between the head and the heart. Your breath is the thing that creates that oneness. Number 2, you have to let your heart be the compass. Your heart is always guiding you to what you actually desire and want. You have to let your heart be the compass. Your heart is your guide. So that means it's heart, mind, heart. Heart, mind, heart. That's the process. So heart is the initiation. It's the start. It's the, okay, if I want love and relationships, this is the way that I need to point my thoughts and my actions, right? Number 3, your mind, it's the interpreter, right? It deciphers what the heart is communicating, and it makes sense of it in the rational, human, logical world. So my heart was saying, okay, I want to spend more time with my kids at home on the weekend. On the weekdays. On the weekends, I want to use that time to host brunches and coffee dates and sound baths and retreats with women and online classes. And that's what I do on the weekends. That's what my heart really wants. And so my mind had to say, okay, you know what? Let these people at this job judge me. Let them think that I don't work enough or I don't give enough. Let them think that I'm the rebellious one and I'm always doing something different. I had to tell myself, let them have whatever conception of me they want to have. I'm following my heart. I had to tell myself, okay, Desiree, you're going to spend less time at the volleyball school, but that doesn't mean that you have to lose anything. Sometimes letting go is what gives you more, right? I've been taking on responsibilities at the volleyball school, different things, and I've enjoyed it and I've had fun. But honey, it seems like the more and more and more you take on, the more and more and more they want, right? That's capitalism and business in America, right? Give me more and more and more and more and more. Anywho's, right? I'm following my heart and I'm choosing thoughts and I'm choosing actions that align with it. This is Maya embodied. Okay? That's number 1. Breathe. Your heart is your compass. Your mind is the interpreter. Your mind gives you the structure to fulfill the heart's desires. And everything is not going to go to plan. But if you keep following this process, you'll always gain exactly what it is that you need in any given moment. The second way that we learn to embody Maya is through our relationships, right? Wow. Your partner, your children, your family, what? They will show you who you are. They will show you your shadow self, right? And the reason why that is so necessary is to restore Maya. Because too often we only want to see ourselves in the highest vibration and in the highest light possible. It's a protection mechanism to not see your own bullshit. But when you get in a relationship, hopefully one that is sacred, right? They allow you to see your shit while still giving you the grace to heal, transform, evolve, and embody a new reality, a new personality, a new temperament, right? But when that doesn't happen, right? When you continue to project, when you continue to not turn the mirror and look at oneself, you're out of Maya, right? You're out of Maya. Man, and this one is so good because a lot of people are just afraid of themselves. If you haven't done so already, get you a cup of tea, light a candle, and let's continue this talk. I know I just jumped right in. Excuse me. I love you. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. You guys get you some too. Wow. So it's no coincidence that my tea oracle, no coincidence it says, use your head to live with heart. Use your head to live with heart. You think that's coincidence that that's the topic after we just finished head and heart alignment? Not at all. And then the other tea oracle says, your greatest strength is love. That goes so hand in hand with the relationship aspect of embodying Maya. Love, the reason why it's your greatest strength is because it leads you to God. Love leads you to God. Your pursuit of love, your desire to experience, give, share love is a gateway to the Most High. Right? And so we're constantly seeking connection. But what we have to understand is that once we develop a certain level of internal balance within ourselves, masculine and feminine, this sets us up to be able to receive a healthy counterpart in another person, right? And so that's the beauty of Maya. What I want to find right now, Dream actually sent me a video of Laila Africa talking about if a relationship doesn't bring you closer to God or bring you closer to Mayat, then you shouldn't be in it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Wow, I gotta play this for y'all because it's so good. The very first sentence that I just heard him say is, you worship God through the person. And that's Maya. That's what I'm telling you, like, this recent experience Dream and I have had ever since I've dedicated energy and effort into a deeper understanding of Maya. It seems like Dream and I's relationship has grown more and more and more and more and more through this work. It's because through him, through Dream as my reflection, I'm getting to see more and more and more of myself. And this Maya energy, I mean, it just makes it all make sense. Let me see. Okay, babe, you sent me this through Facebook. I gotta drop this link. I gotta find this link. You know what? While I try to find this video, I'm gonna play some Robert Glasper for us real quick. That will help me to get the video uploaded. Enjoy this song. Enjoy this song. Enjoy this mix. Let me play it for y'all. And then we'll get into part 2 and 3. We'll continue the relationship part right after we listen to this Robert Glasper.
I was falling too soon, separated by the afternoons. A dream that faded. I hate that we waited so many moons, so many moons. No, I don't wanna call my car, standing in the static right there where you are, dancing in dramatics. And after all of the hurt that happened, baby, you know all to me that matters is your heart. It's still your heart, oh baby. I'm hoping that this love ain't over. Oh, 'cause I'm tripping over you. I'm hoping that this love ain't over. Hoping that this love ain't over. Cause I'm still not over you. Contact time pulled me right into the signs and the wonders of that elusive moon. And the more times he promised, the less he was being honest, and the things he would do, the things he would do. Hoping that this love ain't over, cause I'm still not over you. Hoping that this love ain't,
Hoping that this love ain't over.
See, we can't stand to wait. Tides of olden wars we wait. So please, don't stay in the rain. Come back in and tell me you feel the same. Old Polaroids, old images, old new friends. You know what it is, and they'll forget about me too. Gone too soon. Gateway to my innocence, corridors, all the old Polaroids. Wish that you would keep all them images. Still making peace with my innocence. Oh yeah, I know. Don't think I don't know you. And tell me, where have you run to? Where have you run to? Tell me, baby, who hurt you? You know that I never hurt you.
Ooh, come on, yeah.
Tell me that this love ain't over.
All right, that's Yeba and Robert Glasper. Hoping that this love ain't over. They killed it. They killed it. That was a live version, which I did not even know I was clicking on a live version, but the song is fire within itself. And it was a perfect alignment with the energy that I was actually talking about when it comes down to the Maya embodiment and relationships. My sis said, hoping that this love ain't over. Oh my God. All right. And now I'm going to play for you that Layla Africa so that y'all can see what your girl is talking about. Definitely add that to the playlist. So good. See, listen, tonight, let me tell you what I'm trying to do tonight. Tonight, okay, when I get off here with y'all, I'm trying to go eat a snack, right? Because I already had dinner. I had an early dinner, right? Eat a little snack, put these kids to bed, play some jazz music like that. Might light up a little something, burn a candle, okay? Listen to some music like that at night with a candle lit. Girl, it's a vibe, okay? It's a vibe, girl. You need it, girl. And we're going to help you to get it. We're going to help you to get it. That's what we're talking about right now. That's why we're talking about this right now. Because if you can embody that balance. Oh, see, I ain't going to get it too deep into it because I'm going to talk about it in a sec.
Check God through the person. Because you cannot worship God or Ma'at directly. You have to worship it through people, through that person. The person you're in a relationship is your opportunity to serve Ma'at, to serve God, to serve your highest good. If that person stops you from serving your highest good, you need to get the hell out of the relationship. The person is not in the relationship to give you intellectual entertainment or sexual entertainment. You're not there to entertain. You're there to serve God or your highest good or ma'at. So it puts it on a level different from what is morally just and what's morally wrong. You say, oh, morality is an eye, behold, and all this kind of. No, morality is not based on you. It's based on something higher than you.
Wow. Bars from the good brother Layla Africa. Wow. See what I mean? Like, first of all, if you want to manifest sacred partnership, sacred union, where you can actually worship each other and have a divine counterpart that actually not only serves your highest good, but actually activates your higher self, right? If you want that, you're going to have to learn to create wholeness within. Before Dream and I got together, honey, what? Major part of Dream and I getting together and working out. And then trust me, there's more that comes afterwards, right? But us even attracting each other, y'all, came from me getting into my meditation and my spiritual practice. I was feeling disconnected and disjointed from myself. I was really feeling like I wasn't me, right? I was dealing with depression. My thoughts weren't right? My thoughts were negative. I was having like an identity crisis. I was going through it. And I knew at that moment, I said, instead of me running around and chasing anything outside of myself, instead of me numbing myself through alcohol, through weed, through clubbing, through always being around my girlfriends, instead of me just diving headfirst into overworking and overdrive, I told myself, girl, get to know you better. I said, okay, I got to go within, right? I gotta put together some of the pieces, right? Because I was so discombobulated and disjointed, right? I lacked focus. I lacked vision. I just didn't understand. I was, this is going to sound a little bit harsh, but I was in a broken state, right? Think about like a beautiful piece of china. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous. Somebody drops it and all the pieces just shatter, right? There's still all of these beautiful components, but they're just disconnected and disjointed. It's lacking some things, right? And so I had to put myself back together through meditation, through prayer, through yoga. These are things that I just discipline myself to establishing a wholeness within myself. I literally meditated every day for a year straight. And then before you know it, Dream and I are running back into each other, right? I ran into him at a bar or something like that. Some little bar I ran into him at. And from that moment, we just always had something that was always evolving and growing and bringing us closer and closer and closer to God. But it started for me personally. It started for me choosing to create wholeness within myself first. It was me choosing to bring back together some of the pieces of myself that I had lost along the way through life experience, right? And here's the thing about this process. Is that even though you have been collecting pieces of yourself, like the Osiris mythology, when you get in a relationship, the point of that relationship is to show you parts of yourself that you've forgotten, fragments of you that you've surrendered, thrown away, right? Or just decided that you couldn't, withhold the memory of some of those things. Like I'm telling you, I forgot that I had an abandonment wound until Dream and I got together. We got together He started growing his business, and all right, babe, I got to go do this, or I got to go make this phone call, or I got to go have this meeting. I got to go ship off these packages. I got to make these videos. I got to be on the phone with this person. He was doing all of those things. I would start to feel anxious. And this anxiety would create arguments. Because now I'm like, damn, you sure having to spend a lot of time doing that, a lot of time doing that, and right? And so through our relationship, I was able to see this blind spot of mine that I have forgotten about. This is the light in the dark. This is a shadow self doing that inner work. And what that led to through Mayat, through healing, what that led to is me becoming a person, one, who loves the shit out of herself, right? For real. Like, I love who I am. I feel like my inner child is proud of the woman that I am today. That's how I feel about myself, right? That's success to me. But I also get to give that back. And so if Dream didn't show me the reflection of this abandonment and this rejection and this fear, if he didn't show me that, and we did not have the fortitude to say, okay, I'm going to reveal this shadow aspect to you, but I'm going to bring it into the light so that it can be transformed and transmuted, right? If we didn't do that, I wouldn't even be here right now talking today. That's Mayat. Mayat says, don't just focus on the light, the sun, the obvious, the apparent. You have to also look at the dark, the moon, the night. Your relationships are the greatest teachers of that. And I can tell you, there were times in Dream and I's relationship where we weren't in our Mayat. We were shadow boxing. We refused to see certain aspects of ourselves, which made our relationship tumultuous. I mean, chaotic. I remember us having a year. We had a rough year to where it was like we were on edge. Everything, it was the simplest things we would argue about or just not be on the same page with. Communication was just off. It was just like, God damn, how many days in a row can we argue? We are setting a world record here. That's why it is so important to always use your relationships as reflections, right? The spirit and the essence of Mayat says that, you know, you cannot have light without dark, masculine without feminine. So when you are in a relationship and you come together in joy and harmony and peace and balance, you have Mayat, you have creation, you have God. Hence Dream and I having 4 kids and 2 businesses and actual love and enjoyment and pleasure with each other. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm trying to get off of here, go downstairs, have a snack, kick up my feet, watch a show, put these kids to bed, go in a room, light a candle, play some music. Like, but I know we couldn't get here to this point if we did not allow our relationship to be the thing that draws us closer to God within ourselves as individuals and within our union. And so anytime you are experiencing any fear, any anxiety, any anger, jealousy, envy, all of the array of emotions that we experience in relationships, those are opportunities to do the alchemy and the transformational work. That is what the essence of Mayat embodied is. It's turning your chaos into order, your darkness into light, your pain into purpose, right? Your relationships are a wonderful gift for that experience. So how do you actually allow your relationships to bring you closer to God? Like Layla Africa said, one, you have to stop looking at your partner or your children or the people who you are connected to. You have to stop looking at them as separate from you, apart from you, different from you. You have to understand that your partners, your relationships, these are your spiritual guides. Your children are like, let me show you this about yourself so that you can get closer to God. Your partner is like, let me trigger this inside of you so that you can get closer to God. And see, divine union is not just about romance, it's about remembrance. Through my relationship with Dream, oh my God. So I've come to know myself more and more and more through our connection, through the joy, the pleasure, the sexiness, and through the tumultuous times that has really subsided, right? Like now, when we're not on the same page, it's like, okay, that's your opinion. Okay, that's my opinion. All right, cool. What are we gonna do about it? A few years ago, anger, right? But we understood that it's an opportunity. Your partners are like a spiritual guide, right? And if you could choose to see them like that, if you could choose to see anybody that you're in a relationship with, whether it's at a job, family, friends, whoever, if your relationship with a person can bring out the best in you or the worst in you, it's an opportunity for transformation. It's an opportunity for Mayat. Mayat welcomes in this shadow energy, right, through our relationships so that we can balance out the light. Okay? Number 3 thing to embody Mayat. Number 3 thing to embody Mayat is in your purpose, your work, and in your service. Right? Mayat embodied is you in your mission. What is it that you're meant to do? I know so many women who continue to hide their gifts. I was just on the phone with my best friend right now. She says this to me. Yeah, Desiree, I realize that I really be having the remedies for healing and things like that. And I was like, yeah, you do. I call you a lot when it comes time to, things going on with my kids, or if I'm looking for a quick little remedy to feel better, whatever, I call you, you know all the things. And I was like, girl, why haven't you just picked up a camera and started recording yourself in the kitchen? Like, you got all of the stuff. You're doing it all the time. You have a nice space that you keep clean and organized. Like, what are we doing? And she was just on the phone like, yeah, I just need to do it. I just need to start. I just need to da-da-da-da-da-da. When you hide your gifts, you are out of Mayat. When you keep your gifts just for yourself, you are out of Mayat. Mayat is your purpose and your function, right? And purpose is a balancing act. It's a balance between giving and receiving. Mayat, right? There are so many people out there who are takers. And you're not a taker because you're a bad person. You're not a taker because you're selfish. You're not a taker because you're greedy. You're a taker because you aren't giving of yourself in a divine and righteous way. See, the energy and the essence of Mayat says there's a time to be a student and there's a time to be a teacher. And so many times we're missing the opportunity to teach, to give, to show up, right? So many times we're missing that. And then in other times, we're not allowing ourselves to receive. I work with a young lady at the volleyball school who is a brilliant coach. I mean, the way she puts together her practice plans, the way that she leads and coaches is divine. But she's really supposed to do like personal training work and help women get in shape and build their bodies because she's done it for herself. But she refuses to put videos out on Instagram and YouTube and all the things. And then she wonders why she experiences certain challenges at the job. This is a major thing for so many of you right now. that is out of Mayat that you need to work on realigning. And I've been there before too, right? So I say this with love. Some of you are putting too much energy, effort, work into your job that means to an end, and then abandoning your passion, your purpose, your play. You're living a life of all or nothing, all work, no play, right? And this is out of balance. This is out of my eye. You're thinking that the more you give to this job, the more work you do, the more hours you pick up, you're thinking that that's going to be the thing that sets you free and gives you a moment to breathe. The reality is that to be in my eye, you need to also be giving energy and effort into the things that matter to you, really, on a deeper level, right? So you may work a job, but you have to put time, energy, and effort into your purpose work. That way, you set yourself up to live a life of harmony and constant ease and flow and giving and receiving, right? So if you're only just taking from the gifts and the powers of others, but you are not allowing yourself to share that outwardly, right? Then you are essentially cutting off an aspect of yourself, which is out of Maya and out of balance. So your work, right? What you give back to the world, your function, your purpose, it needs to become an altar into your life, right? It needs to be something that is sacred to you. It needs to be how you show up in reverence and honor of yourself. And then on the opposite side, if you're the type of person that just gives, and you don't know how to receive, we need to flip that. So this just happened right now. I had 3 coaching clients literally back to back, right? And it was amazing. It was great. And my mother-in-law came over. She's like my little hour nanny now. Like she comes over, she's helping with the kids. She worked with the kids for 4 hours today while I was in sessions and creating. So when I was done with my sessions, I went downstairs and I started cooking dinner. And I told her, you have to take some of this food home with you. Like, please, you cannot leave here without me feeding you or giving you something. And at first she was trying to deny it, like, oh, no, I'm fine. I'm like, my spirit wouldn't be right if I didn't pour into you. Do y'all know I made that lady that plate? She sat down, she ate that food. She said, ooh, Desiree, that was good. Yeah, you know how to do that. So now she don't got to stop and get food. She don't got to pay for food. She don't got to use the energy that she just used here taking care of her grandkids to cook food. That's reciprocation. That's Mayat. Mayat is about balance, justice, harmony, equality. And so you have to be able to observe, how is a person showing up for me and how do I show up for them? A lot of times the stagnation and the lack of peace, purpose, and divine union is happening because you're just not using your gifts. And life responds when you show up for yourself. Life responds when you strike that balance between allowing yourself to receive and you giving. Okay? And so this embodiment of Maya is really the fruit of life. It's when your head and your heart unite. All right? You live a life of clarity. You live a life of passion and understanding. And you're no longer questioning yourself. Think about the abundance and the fortune that just comes from that, from trusting yourself because your head and your heart are united. Right? You're no longer fighting yourself. Right? Balance in your relationships. This is how you have divine creation. This is how you have manifestation. When woman and man come together, a divine masculine and divine feminine, create this oneness, the possibilities are endless, right? But you have to use your relationships as a gateway into that level of closeness and clarity and consciousness within yourself. The goddess Maya is a frequency, it's an essence, it's a state of being. And you just got to welcome it. These are just 3 ways that you can start to embrace that energy and see how embodying it creates more abundance for you, right? How this embodiment supports your sacred union and allows you to have something that is deep, that is lasting, and that has power, right? And creativity, and your union being something magical and purposeful, right? And then, of course, the last thing, you just operating from a place of purpose and function and just being who you were created to be. This is the way of Mayat, all right? Peace and love, family. May this information support you in your healing, in your connections, and in serving in your purpose. Ladies, if you do not know, the Sacred Sister Circle Patreon is now open to join. It is absolutely free at this time to join the Sacred Sister Circle. I'm so excited about what we're doing. You want to get in there now because eventually, first of all, it will not always be free. That's number 1. Number 2, we are starting a book club this Sunday. And the only way you can join the book club is to be in the Patreon, because that's where we're going to be hosting it. We're reading the book. What is it called? Psycho-Cybernetics. Oh my God. And this right here, this is groundbreaking, truly going to make the difference. And I'm super excited about this journey. Okay. So the link to the Patreon will be in the comments of this video. I am so looking forward to supporting you ladies in, healing, connecting, and serving. That's it. That's what we're here to do. All right. Are there any questions about the topic? Let me ask that before I press end on this thing. Are there any questions about the topic? I'm glad y'all enjoyed the Yeba. That's my girl. All right, family. Perfect. All right, peace and love, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.